All right, welcome to the deep dive. We're all about, diving deep into the stuff you find interesting, bringing all the important bits and pieces and different viewpoints.
And those little aha moments.
Yeah, those aha moments, but without, overloading you with too much.
Right.
So this time, you sent us something pretty cool,
The
a
flit.
YouTube review of Sinners,
Oh, yeah. This one's been getting some buzz.
which, okay, is a horror movie, but it's by Ryan Coogler.
Now, that's interesting.
Yeah, like when you hear Coogler, you think Creed, Black Panther,
Yeah,
right?
powerful movies.
Exactly. So him doing horror, that's got to be like a head turner.
For sure. The reviewer was definitely intrigued, and I think we are too, right?
Absolutely.
So let's unpack this.
Yeah.
What makes Sinners so special, according to this review? What did Coogler do, coming from those other films that made this one click?
Okay, so right away, the reviewer is like super hyped about Coogler doing horror, and they say, Sahmin Kamal Kargahin.
That's Hindi, isn't it?
Yeah, for like truly done amazing work.
Wow, some serious praise right out the gate.
Right. And then the setting itself, 1932 Mississippi, I mean, that's not your typical like haunted house or anything.
No, not at all. And the reviewer even points that out. The beginning doesn't feel like a typical horror movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they describe it more like an emotional homecoming, which is a very different vibe.
Huh. So it seems like Coogler's going for something different here, not just straight up scares.
Exactly. Maybe focusing more on those characters, building the atmosphere slowly, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. And who are these characters coming home? Well, we got identical twins, Smoke and Stack.
Both played by Michael B. Jordan, no less.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Double the Jordan. And the reviewer was really impressed with his performance, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, playing two different characters, even twins, that takes skill, to make them both feel real.
For sure. And the film spends a good amount of time with them before things get, well, spooky.
Yeah, we see them reopening this juke joint, dealing with old relationships, just life in Clarksdale.
So like a slice of life before the horror kicks in.
Exactly. And the reviewer points out,
Yeah.
it almost makes you forget you're watching a horror movie.
Until
Until the vampires show up, of course.
oh, right, the vampires. So are they, worth a wait?
According to the review, absolutely. Creepy, seductive, orthoda, philosophical B.
Wait, philosophical vampires. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, and suggests they're not just, mindless monsters.
Right, right. There's something more to them.
And get this, the film presents this whole vampire society, one with no discrimination at all,
Okay, that sounds pretty utopian.
but with one big rule: become a vampire or die.
Whoa, that changes things a bit, huh?
Definitely. It makes you think about choice, survival, what a fair society even means in this context.
Stuff.
And the reviewer picks up on this. They say it goes beyond just the vampire stuff. It's about racism, identity, belonging.
Wow, so using the whole vampire thing to talk about these big issues.
Exactly. And that's what seems to set Sinners apart.
Yeah.
It's got those deeper layers.
Right, right. Not your typical monster movie.
So back to Michael B. Jordan for a sec. The reviewer was really impressed with how subtly he played both twins.
So it's not just like a different hairdo for each one.
No, they say it's more nuanced than that. A real difference in their presence.
Huh, interesting.
And the costume designer, Ruthie Carter, she gave them different colors. Blue for Smoke, red for Stack.
Ah, so the audience can tell them apart.
Exactly, a nice visual cue.
Clever. And the female leads, Mary and Annie, the reviewer, had good things to say about them too.
Yeah, they bring this emotional depth to this story. Their own pasts, their pain, their connection to the twins.
So they're not just like the damsels in distress.
No, they're more than that. They're fully fleshed out characters.
That's good to hear, and this one detail really caught my eye.
What's that?
The reviewer called Sinners almost like a musical.
A musical in a horror movie.
Well, musical adjacent, they said, because of all the blues music in the juke joint scenes.
Ah, that makes sense.
And get this, they also use some Irish folk melodies.
Oh, wow.